Hi and welcome to L10. I'm Fiona Pando. We have lots of exciting segments lined up for you this week, but first, some headlines. Student athletes Kira Duffy, Libby Ford, Caroline Foster, Katie Lee, Devin Morey, Claire Rubenstein, and Layla Schaefer have been selected to the 2020 Keith Waldman Optimal Performance Associates NFHCA High School National Academic Squad, which recognizes those high school juniors and seniors who have achieved academic merit this past fall. Congratulations! Fifth former Aisha Akhtar was awarded the Jack Kent Cooke Foundation College Scholarship. She will continue to receive the organization's comprehensive educational advising and financial support as a Cooke College Scholar as she enters Yale University next fall. Third former Margot Robinson wrote her first screenplay, Wildflower, which was read by students at a workshop hosted by the Periwig Club. Our arts team spoke with Margot about her screenplay journey and her plans for the future.
The whole process kind of started with me having a character in mind, which was kind of based off of my sister. Originally, Megan was just kind of this bare bones kind of idea, but it took on a new form when I added the main plot of it, which was her going to the funeral. And until that, it had just kind of been her family, her interacting with her family, which wasn't really a script, it was just an idea. My vision of this screenplay definitely took on multiple forms throughout and found a bit more complexity. I went through and actually wrote down why each scene was necessary. And so I had to really focus and buckle down on what I actually wanted to be saying. I think hearing people read my script, I've heard it once before in the Periwig shop, and it definitely added a new element and helped me go back through lines and figuring out why they didn't sound the way I thought they sounded in my head. So I think it's important that I get a team together to read it, because then I can actually hear what I have written down and what might need to be added or removed. I've definitely learned that it's less about trying to find perfection and more about just working through it and not getting hung up on the small details.
This past winter, Lawrenceville hosted its annual TEDxLawrenceville event, which featured various speakers on the theme Embracing Authenticity. Our features team brings you behind the scenes of the event with a few of this year's speakers.
My name is Mark Tatum. I'm one of the head co-organizers of TEDxLawrenceville School, along with Sophia Sekar and Lauren Zhang.
Hi, my name is Tessia Thomas. My involvement with TEDx started about a year ago when I completed the application process in order to ultimately participate in the webinar series.
TEDx events are independently organized TED Talks, so a little bit separate from TED as a whole. But it's a time where we have different students apply to come speak, and they give a speech on a specific theme. Our theme for this year's TEDx Lawrenceville School event was Embracing Authenticity.
So when I first heard about the prompt of Embracing Authenticity, my first reaction was to talk about colorism and specifically my experiences relating to it, because it has been such a pervasive part of my life. Colorism is essentially a practice of discrimination, and essentially lighter-skinned people are treated more favorably than darker-skinned people. That's like the basic premise of it. And so it has broader implications globally, and in my talk I specifically related it to sort of the cultural impact that it had on me as an Asian American woman, and also in America as well.
I was drawn to organize a TEDx event along with Avigna and Sophia and Lauren at the end of our junior year, so last year, because our freshman year, 2 Lawrenceville students actually organized a TEDx talk on the topic of influence. And it was really inspiring to hear from students about pivotal events in their lives and how they've been shaped by them.
My favorite part of delivering the talk was seeing the live reactions coming in from people as they watched it. I got so much more support and comments than I ever could have even thought of, and a lot of people were texting me afterwards and letting me know that they really enjoyed the talk and felt like they related to it, even if they had no prior experience with colorism or the issues that I was talking about.
I think TEDx is important for students because there's really not another opportunity, especially at a place like Lawrenceville, where we really get to hear so directly from students with a variety of perspectives on issues that are important and relevant to the social context of our world around us. So I think that TEDx is a really great platform to allow us to have those tough conversations and to allow students to share their own unique perspectives together.
Now to more headlines. Congratulations to fifth former Alper Canberg and recent graduate Ariq Hassan, who were members of the team that placed first amongst undergraduate university students at a quantum computing hackathon hosted by NYU and IBM for his design of player versus player digital turn-based card game. Our sports team recently sat down with Lawrenceville parent Mark Tatum to speak about his experiences as a deputy commissioner of the NBA. Keep watching to hear about his journey in the sports business world and how COVID-19 and recent movements against racial injustice have affected the operations of the NBA.
When did you first become interested in sports and business, and when did you realize that you wanted to pursue a career in the field?
So I first got interested in sports as a child. I played baseball, organized baseball, starting at age 10, and I ended up playing all throughout growing up, including in college at Cornell. So I'd always had a passion for sports, but I didn't really get introduced to the sports business world until a couple of years after I graduated from Cornell, and I worked for Procter & Gamble. And Procter & Gamble was the sponsor of the World Cup of Soccer in the United States. This was back in 1994. That was the last time that the World Cup of Soccer was held in the United States. And P&G was a sponsor, and I got selected to be the person to help bring that sponsorship to life here in the New York, New Jersey area. And so that's when I got exposed to the business of sports. That's when I decided that I wanted to combine my passion for sports with business and marketing. And I decided to go back, get my MBA, and came out and worked for Major League Baseball after that. As I, in essence, run the business operations of the NBA, everything from our marketing, our PR, our partnerships, our international business, the team marketing and business operations, the G League. These are all things that I run on a day-to-day basis. When we paused the season on March 11th, we started immediately working with infectious disease specialists. We had a team of infectious disease specialists that we started working with. We started engaging with our team owners, with our players, about how do we safely restart the season. And through those conversations and discussions and partnerships, we decided that the best way to do that and keep people healthy and safe would be to create an environment that kept the virus out. And that's how we came up with this concept of the bubble. We decided to work with our partner, Disney, which is our biggest partner in the world, and that's how we chose the location. The thing that I'm most proud of, quite frankly, is what our organization did this past summer and this past year. To be able to restart our season, to be able to operate our business and show people that it was possible during a pandemic, and to keep everybody healthy and safe. We had 0 cases of positive COVID-19 cases amongst our players and coaches and team staff. That was an incredible accomplishment, coupled with what we did with respect to advancing the discussion and the action around social justice and the fight for racial equality. Those are the things that I am the most proud of in my career here at the NBA, and I look forward to continuing to have an impact in those different areas as we look to the future. My advice for those of you that are looking to get a job in the sports is be persistent, but be patient. It takes time.
That's all for this week's show, and that's all from L10's 7th board. Lawrenceville, thank you for letting us tell your stories throughout the past 4 years. We wish the 8th board luck. Continue to innovate and keep doing better. As always, we welcome your suggestions. If you have a story to tell, please let us know by email or DM us on one of our social media platforms. From all of us here at L10, thanks for watching, and the 8th board will see you next time.